This training is about self-employed applicants or residents, what documents you need to obtain, and how to calculate their income. First, you will have the applicant complete their self-employment affidavit. You will also request a full tax return, net profit and loss statement completed by CPA, copies of contract, sales receipts, etc. We need proof of their income. We cannot just take their word for it. You will take the higher of the two incomes, the income disclosed on the self-employment affidavit or proof of income. Example 1. This person provided their tax return. You will need to get the full current year's taxes with the Schedule C. If the applicant or resident states they don't have a copy of their 2024 taxes, they can request their transcript directly from the IRS by calling this 1-800 number. The transcript will be sent to the applicant or your resident at no charge within 10 days. If they did not file their taxes, the IRS will send a verification of non-filing letter. This can also be done online at this website, and in most cases, the transcript is generated immediately. This example, the household is telling us that they anticipate their income to be $24,000 in the next 12 months. They became self-employed in October of 2019, and they have filed their taxes as self-employed. From the 1040, we need to look at lines 1A through 1C to see if there's any working income reported on a W-2. Line 1G and 1H tell you about their other income reported to the IRS. 2A and 2B tell us if they have any tax-exempt or qualified dividends. Lines 4A, 5A, and 6A tell us if they have an IRA distribution, pensions or annuities, and or Social Security payments. This household does receive Social Security, so we would request their Social Security benefit letter. If the person is stating that they are only self-employed, then no income should be listed on these lines. If there is income here, we must question it and update the file. Line 8 is where business income is listed. Look here and verify income is listed. Page 2 of the 1040 must be signed and dated by your applicant or resident. Schedule C, line A at the top, tells you what kind of business they have. Does this match your rental application? Part 1, line 1 tells you the gross income they made. We don't use gross income from self-employment, but I want to show you where it is. We need to look at line 11. This will tell us if they hired someone to help with their business. If there is income here, then we have to find out who they hired. Does this person live in the household? If yes, then this is income for that household member. Look at line 26. This will tell us if the person took a salary. If they did, then this is also income for this person. Line 31 tells you what the net income for their business is. This is the amount we will compare to their affidavit. Also, compare this number to line 8 on your 1040. They must match. Here's an example of a calculation page. We will write the income from the self-employment affidavit and the net income from the taxes, and we use the higher of the two. I like to underline the income that we are actually using for the household on my calculation pages, as shown here. Example 2 is a person who works for DoorDash, but you can use this example for other incomes like Uber, Amazon Flex, Spark. This self-employment affidavit tells us they anticipate making $38,000 in the next 12 months. They became self-employed May of 2025, and that they have not filed their tax return as self-employed yet. If a person has disclosed their business has been open since the prior year, meaning they became self-employed in 2024 or earlier, then we must question why they haven't filed their tax return. This person was able to provide us with their DoorDash statement for the last 2 full months of pay. In this case, since it's August of 2025, we obtained their June and July 2025 statements. Since they are self-employed, we can use the net pay here. which is $2,915.60 for June. And the income for July is $3,144.19. Here's an example of how our calculation page will be completed. We'll list the income that they gave us on the affidavit, $38,000, and then we're going to average the 2 months payments. So we're going to take June and July, divide these two by 2, multiplied by 12 to get the annual amount of $36,358.74. Example 3 is a person provided us with their net profit and loss statement. It must include their company name, pay range dates, income and expenses, and must be signed and dated by your applicant or resident. This self-employment affidavit tells us they anticipate making $51,000 in the next 12 months. They became self-employed in February of 2025, and that they have not filed their tax return as self-employed yet. Remember, if a person has disclosed that they opened their business before the prior year, meaning they became self-employed in 2024 or earlier, then we must question why they haven't filed their taxes. This income statement tells us that the date range is going to be from February 1st of 2025 to July 31st of 2025, and that their net income from their business is $34,389.80. Here's the example of how we'll calculate their income. From February to July is 6 months. So we're going to take their net income of $24,389.80, divide it by 6 months, and multiply it by 12 to get the annual income. Once again, we'll use the higher of the two incomes. This concludes our training on how to calculate self-employment income. I hope this training was beneficial. If you have any questions regarding self-employment income, feel free to contact me.